I have a question.
Yeah.
So, so you know how I've asked to do the morning class instead of evening. I can do evening classes, but it's just that I cannot do every day. If I do evening classes, it will be like maybe 3 days a week or maybe 4 days a week because I have work.
That's fine. That's fine.
So that's what it is. So we'll talk about this. Okay, I was just
Yeah,
letting you
that's
know.
okay. That's okay. Yeah, that's
All
fine.
right.
But evening is good for me. So whenever
Okay.
possible, let's do evening. Okay.
Okay. Like I
Okay.
could do evenings today, but not like maybe today, and I can do evenings tomorrow also. But tomorrow is weekend, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. No, let's not have it. Okay.
Okay, no worries. I'll tell you at the end of the class. Okay, what are my schedule for the
Okay.
next week?
Okay. Perfect. Perfect. Okay. Sure.
Okay,
Sure.
thanks.
Okay. Let's get started. I think we stopped at interviews, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Any questions so far?
Did we stop here? I'm not sure. Maybe yeah.
Yeah. Interviews. Or did we stop at brainstorming session?
No, we finished brainstorming.
Or not interviews? Okay.
Yeah.
Sure. Sure. So, what is an interview, by the way, in general?
Yeah, it's like question. I mean, interviews, questioning and questioning, answering, and knowing the personal.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. Interviews. Basically, there are questions directed, and there is an answer expected,
Mm-hmm.
right? So, here for requirements gathering, interview technique should be used for building strong relationship between product owners and stakeholders. And if you as a Scrum Master are involved, you will also do it. Okay, with stakeholders. So in this technique, the interviewer, that is you will direct the questions to stakeholders to get
Mm-hmm.
the information. Okay, you want to get the information like what are the problems that the customer are facing, or what is it that they're expecting. If you want those details, you have to interview. You have to do an interview. So if the interviewer has a predefined set of questions, then it's called a structured interview. Right? Like, what do you mean by structured interview? Structured interview means I have a list of 10 questions, a standard template. I take that template, you know, talk to the stakeholders, get the answers. Simple. No other questions. Only those 10 questions. I'll take it, get answers. That's a structured interview. Okay. And if the interviewer is not having any format or any specific questions, then it's called a unstructured interview. What does this mean? This means we go open-minded. Like,
Mm-hmm.
you don't have any template or anything. I casually go, or you
Okay.
casually go to the stakeholders. You talk to the stakeholders. Hey, or oh, how is it going? Are you seeing any pain points? What is the pain points? What is the where can we improve our product? You can start answer. So start interviewing the stakeholder. Then as the interview goes, you'll progress accordingly. No standard template, but it depends on the flow. Makes sense, right?
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is an unstructured interview. Now, for effective interviews, use 5 techniques. Have you heard of 5 technique?
No. What are the five white techniques?
5 technique means okay. Do you have kids? Sorry to ask, but
No.
generally
No.
can
No.
I
No.
go?
It's like
No,
no.
no.
No. I don't have kids.
Okay, okay, fine. So I have a daughter. Okay.
Mm.
Now my daughter asks, "Hey, can you get me an Xbox?" Okay.
Mm.
I ask, "Why do you want an Xbox?" Then she'll tell, okay, I'm getting bored at home. I want to play. Then I'll ask, why are you getting bored at home? Then she'll say, I don't have friends. I'll say, why are you getting bored? Go out and play. She'll say, tell, I don't have any friends outside. So I am bored. There is no option to go out. Then I'll ask, why don't you have friends? Why don't you make friends? Right? Then
Mm.
she'll say, maybe, we don't get along. It doesn't work. We don't get along. Then, see, if you see the conversation, We are trying to figure out the root cause of the problem rather than
Mm.
solving the problem of purchasing and giving an Xbox. You're trying to find the problem. Why is why is the requirement of Xbox asked here, first of all? That's what we are trying to figure out. Once you get to know that, the problem statement itself changes. Similarly, for customer also, if customer says, hey, you know what, currently you have given me a couple of payment options, like I can pay using credit card for my purchase, I can pay using debit card for my purchase, and also Amazon Pay balance.
Mhm.
No, I want one more option. I want PayPal option. Can you add PayPal option? Then we'll ask, why do you want PayPal option? You already have
Mhm.
credit card, debit card, and a wallet. Why do you want PayPal? Then they say, no, customers are hesitant to enter the card details. They feel that it's insecure. And
Okay.
you cross question, why do you think it's insecure? We have a secure system. Then they may say, no, still, people prefer PayPal. So, what you're trying to do here is you're trying to understand why the customer is bringing up a problem. By doing so, you will figure out if the problem is really a problem or not.
Okay.
Right? Understood?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. So this is another technique of gathering requirements, that is interviews. You have structured interview, you have unstructured interview, and the five I's. Main takeaways from this. Any questions?
No.
Okay, we'll move on. Next is document analysis or review. What do you mean by document analysis or review? Document analysis or review means basically this technique is used to gather business information by reviewing or examining the available materials that describe the business environment. Basically, assume you are hired as a Scrum Master, as a product owner or a product owner in a project that's ongoing. You're put into a project, which is already ongoing for a couple of years. Then what you need to do, first you need to understand the project. For that, what will you do? You'll go through the existing documents, correct? You'll go through the existing documents to understand the project. So you do a document analysis. Which includes reviewing the business plans, technical documents, problem reports, existing requirements documents, and all these things. Okay. So and then what happens? This technique is important in identifying the gaps in the system. You're basically trying to identify the gaps in the system. That is, to compare the as is process with the to be process. Meaning, what is as is process? As it means currently how is the system. To be means in after this project, how should the system be? Like for example, currently we have credit card, debit card, and wallet payment options. To be is what do we want? We want PayPal payment option also. So that difference is the requirements. Okay? The difference is the requirements. So there are three steps again, just like our brainstorming session. Just like our brainstorming session, we have three steps. We have preparation, where a business analyst or a product owner should verify the existing documents are relevant or not. Right? They need to make sure that they're going through the right documents. Cannot go through irrelevant documents, right? So make sure the documents are relevant, current, and genuine, right?
Mhm.
And all the documents should be easy to understand. It cannot be like a too technical document. It should be very easy to understand for the for the PO or Scrum Master. Okay.
Okay.
And then you do a review and analysis, where detailed review should be done by the business analyst and notes should be created, right? Detailed analysis should be done, notes should be created, and then analyze the gaps about which the information is limited. Analyze, analyze if there are any gaps, or if there is any information limited about anything, right?
So
And then
my question is, so the BA, do they fall under the developing team, or do they
yes,
fall under the? Okay.
BA is nothing but product owner.
Oh, it's a product. No, okay.
Yeah, it's a product owner. So, and as a product owner, you should create flow diagram, flow diagrams for gathered information. Anyway, flow diagrams and all, don't worry too much. This is more of a product owner thing. But I am teaching this just so that you have some knowledge on this. Okay.
Okay.
Any questions?
No.
Okay. So next is survey questionnaire. How many times you do online shopping or you purchase something online or do something, and you know immediately you get a survey asking, hey, how was your experience, and all lot of questions,
Mm.
right? Have you experienced it?
Yes.
Yeah. How many times have you responded?
Depending on, not really, not much. Maybe like 5% or 10%.
10% out of 10, maybe once. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Cool. Okay. So basically, what is this? Survey questionnaire is a set of questions which is given to the stakeholders to quantify their thoughts, to know their thoughts, right? And after collecting the responses from stakeholders, data is analyzed to identify the area of interest of stakeholders. Data is analyzed to identify the area of interest of stakeholders. Now,
Mhm.
questions should be based on high priority risk. Questions should be direct and unambiguous. Once the survey is ready, notify the participants. Notify the participants and remind them to participate. Right. So there are two types of questions that can be asked. One is open-ended questions. What do you mean by that? It's more like respondent, or you are given a freedom to provide the answers in their own words. Basically, a text box is provided so that they can type, so that they can type the responses rather than selecting from predefined you know responses. Meaning, rather than selecting from multiple choice, like uh, like uh, close ended, that is multiple choice. What is close ended? It includes a predefined set of answers for all the questions, and the respondent must choose from those answers. Like, for example, on a scale of 1 to 5, how do you rate your experience visiting our website? 1 being
Yeah.
the least and 5 being the highest. That is multiple choice, right?
Yeah.
And then open-ended can be like, if you want to describe the product, in 2 sentences, how would you describe? That's a
Okay.
open-ended. Make
All
sense?
right.
So again, this is one way of gathering requirements. You will get to know what are the pain points of the customers, where the customers are facing problems, so that we can focus there in improving the product. Make sense?
Right. Yes.
Okay. Any questions?
No.
Okay. Perfect. Okay. Sure. Now let's move on to next module. Let's try to understand the planning and story mapping. That is, let's try to understand what is product backlog, grooming, what are epics, features, user stories, what is definition of ready, definition of done, what are deep backlogs, and a few other things. Okay. First of all, what is product backlog? Do you
Uh,
recollect from
yes, of
our
course.
earlier conversation? Yeah, go ahead.
When the product owner makes the list of things, list of tasks and give it to the Scrum Master,
Mhm,
and discussing the Scrum planning,
mhm.
those are product backlog, right?
Yeah, yeah. So product backlog basically is nothing but it's a list of everything that
Yeah.
has to be done to
Mhm.
complete a product. Like if you
Okay.
want to build a product like WhatsApp, list of everything that has to be done to complete a product like WhatsApp. That's a product backlog.
Okay.
Okay. So a product backlog is a list of new features or changes to the existing features, bug fixes, infrastructure changes, or any other activities that the team may deliver in order to achieve a specific outcome. Right? The list
Mhm.
of it can be list of new features, or enhancement to the existing features, bug fixes, infrastructure changes, or any other activities that the team may deliver in order to achieve a specific outcome. Okay.
Yeah.
Usually we create the product backlog in Jira. Otherwise, you can also
Oh
create
yeah.
a product backlog in Excel. Yeah, good.
Oh yeah. I heard about Jira. What exact do I have to? Are we gonna cover that
I'll
part?
teach you. I'll teach you. I'll teach
Okay.
you.
Okay.
Not
All
this
right.
class, from next class onwards, we'll do our project in Jira.
Okay.
Okay, because so you have to know Jira. You have
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
know
Yeah. I've
Jira.
been
Yeah,
hearing
yeah.
about it.
I'll teach you. I'll teach you. Okay. So assume you don't have any product like Jira. It's a small company. Then you have to have a workbook, something like this. Let me show you that. Yeah, so something like this, a predefined set where you have the release projections, project burn down, and this is your product backlog where you have the project backlog ID, title, description, acceptance criteria, what type of requirement is this, what is the star size, total, completion, status, and all those things. I will share this template with you, a lot of other documents, so that you can refer. Okay.
Okay.
But definition of product backlog, you understand, right?
Yes.
Any questions?
No, not in this one.
Okay. Next is Epic. What is an Epic? Have you heard of something called Epic?
Yeah, something unique, extraordinary.
Unique, extraordinary. Okay. No, Epic is basically a big requirement. It's a
Okay.
very big requirement. Like for example, take a registration for Amazon. It's a big requirement. Payments for Amazon. It's a very big requirement, right? So such functionality wise, if you break down, that would be your Epic. So basically, Epic is a large user story. That is a large requirement that cannot be delivered as defined within a single sprint. That is, within 2 weeks you cannot deliver it. Within 2 weeks you will not be able to deliver it, or it's large enough that it can be split into smaller user stories. It's large enough that it can be split into small requirements. Big requirement can be broken down into small requirements. And there is no standard form to represent epics. Okay. There is no standard form to represent epics, meaning there is no format as such to write epics. Okay. Like for example, do you have any mobile applications to book movie tickets?
Yeah,
Yeah, which is that?
Fandango.
Sorry?
Fandango.
Okay. What else can you do there apart from movie booking?
I don't know. I haven't explored anything. All I do is book a ticket.
Okay, okay, okay. So here we have something called as Book My Show in India, where you can book tickets for movies, book tickets for concerts, sports events, amusement parks, and all those comedy shows and all. Right? So if you take just movie theater booking, that's an epic. If you take just uh, you know booking tickets for concert, that's an epic, right? If you take just settings in the app, that's an epic, right? So that's how we define an epic. Basically, epic is a large requirement which
Mhm.
usually cannot be delivered within 1 or 2 weeks. It will take months together. Make
But
sense?
the, but still, does it go through the sprint planning or not?
It does. It does. No, in sprint planning, this epic is, as it says here, uh, yeah, it can be split into smaller user stories, right? So this epic would have been broken down into smaller user stories. So in sprint planning, we directly discuss on the smaller user stories rather than on the epic.
Okay.
Make sense?
Okay.
So indirectly, you're discussing epic, but we go through the smaller user stories.
Okay.
Okay, understood?
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. Any other questions?
No, not this.
Okay. Okay, epic is clear, right? We'll move on. Features. Basically, what is a feature? A feature is a service that fulfills a stakeholder need, like application update, booking, or whatever it is. Say like if you take Amazon website, search is a feature, filter is a feature, sort is a feature, right? All these are features. So feature is basically something the user can complete, right? Order tracking is a feature, right? And yeah, yeah, these are all the examples of features. But at this point, don't worry about features. You should be more worried about epics and user stories.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Now, what is a user story? Have you heard of something called a user story before this
Like
training, or now with your
require.
self study that you're doing in YouTube?
Yeah, stories are requirements.
Exactly. So, user story is a small self-contained unit of development work designed to accomplish a specific goal within a product. A user story is a small requirement. Why, meaning it is independent, self-contained unit of development work. It should not have dependencies. Designed to accomplish a specific goal within a product. This contributes to the overall goal, but this in itself will have a specific goal to achieve. Okay, it's a small self-contained unit of development work designed to accomplish a specific goal within a product. And a user story is usually written from user's perspective. Okay, user story is usually written from user's perspective. What do you mean by that? Keeping user in mind, keeping user in mind, usually you write these requirements. That's the reason it's called as user story. Keeping user in mind, usually these requirements are written. That's the reason it's called as user story. Okay. Now let's take few examples. Let me open a notepad. Like for example, let's take this training itself as an example. As a student, I want to learn Scrum Master concepts. Okay, by the way, my bad. Before going there, format of the user story, right? This is how you write the user story. As a user persona. What is user
Oh,
persona? User persona can be for whom are you doing this requirement? It can be, user, teacher, student, anybody who's using it. As a user persona, I
mhm.
want to perform this action. I want to do certain action. I want to do certain action. So that I can accomplish certain goal. So that I can accomplish certain goal. Just keep that in mind and write the user story. As a, what is the user persona here? Student. I want to perform this action. What is the action that you're doing? I
I
want
want to
to
learn Scrum
learn
Master so that I can.
Scrum Master
So that.
concepts. So that what are you trying to accomplish? So that I get the Scrum Master job. Right? Example. Then assume a new user comes to WhatsApp. As a new user, I want to mm, use my phone number so that I can accomplish this goal. What is the goal? I can register to WhatsApp. Make sense?
Okay.
Any other example, like for example, as a patient, I want to perform this action. I want to claim my as a patient. I want to claim my insurance so that I want to claim my insurance so that I can get the bills. Well, make sense?
Okay.
Understood how to write user story?
Yes. So this
Yeah.
communication happens between who and who.
This user stories are written by the product owner
Okay.
for the developers.
Okay.
For the developers. And but you as a Scrum Master, you should make sure the product owner is giving enough details. Otherwise, you have to correct the product owner. You have to tell the product owner to give more details.
Makes sense. Right?
Okay. Any questions?
No.
Okay. Let's move on. So epics versus features versus user stories versus tasks. So if you want to build a feature, it might take months together. A feature can be anything like a order tracking feature and all, right? It might take months together. Now those things are broken down into epics. Epics can be next level. This can take a couple of weeks or even months. And then you have epics broken down into user stories. Like you take registration, then create username can be a user story, create password can be user story, validating email address can be user story, validating password, validating phone number can be user story. So epics are broken down into user stories, which can be done within a sprint, that is in a couple of days. And then user stories are broken down into tasks. This mostly is done by the developer. The developers create tasks, like okay, I have to do front end work, I want to do back end work, I want to do so many other things. So on an hourly basis, this takes couple of hours. So this is how big thing is broken down into smaller things. So user features to epics to stories to tasks. Make sense?
Yes.
Any questions?
No.
Okay. Now definition of ready versus definition of done. Have you heard of something called as definition of ready or definition of done?
Definition?
Of ready
I
or
mean,
definition of done?
not in the Scrum language, but yeah, basically, yeah, definition of ready is when you are prepared to start your journey, right? That is ready.
Mhm.
Done is when you have a final product that's done, when you accomplish your goal.
Okay. Okay.
In general
So
language.
yeah, in general, I understand. Yeah, yeah. That's very similar to that itself. This is definition of ready is like we say all the requirements are ready with all the details. See, product backlog will have lot of user stories. We say the user stories are ready with all the details required to enter the sprint for development. That's definition of ready. That is the entry criteria for the sprint is definition of ready. The entry criteria for the sprint is definition of ready. And once the development happens, at the end of the sprint, the product owner or someone validates if the product is built as per requirement. If it is built as per requirement, we say the definition of done is met. That is, there will be certain criteria defined. If that criteria is met, we'll say definition of done is met, and we will, that exits the sprint. Let's take an example. Definition of ready example can be like this can be a checklist. Like, is the user story well defined? Is the user story having acceptance criteria defined? Is the user story sized by the delivery team? Does the Scrum team accept user experience artifacts? So like this, there will be a checklist. If the answer is yes or not applicable for all of this, then we say definition of ready is met. If the answer is yes or not applicable, then definition of ready is met, right? So, but if the answer is no for any of these things, assume user story acceptance criteria is not defined, then we say, look, definition of ready is not met. So we cannot take the requirement of story for the sprint. So we cannot take the requirement of story for the sprint. Okay.
Mhm.
So this is definition of ready example. Definition of done example can be, hey, whatever is developed, has someone reviewed the code? Is the code checked in? Is the code deployed to test environment? Is the code of feature process regression testing? Is the code of feature process smoke testing? Code is documented or not? And is the help document is updated or not? Is the feature okayed by stakeholders? So all these things, it should be yes or not applicable. Otherwise, we say, look, definition of done is not met. You cannot exit the story. Sorry, the story cannot exit the sprint. Okay, makes sense. Any questions?
No.
Clear?
Yes.
Okay. So, sure, right? Because a little complicated. I hope
Mhm.
you got it. Please let me know
Yeah.
if you have any questions.
Okay.
Okay. Next is something called as deep backlogs. What is deep backlogs? Deep backlog stands for detailed appropriately, estimated, emergent, prioritized. Like for example, if in an interview, if someone asks you, what are the qualities of a product backlog? Then what are the qualities of a product backlog? Then the quality of a product backlog is, the answer is deep. That is, your product backlog should be detailed appropriately. The product backlog has to be detailed appropriately. Estimated. All the user stories in the product backlog should be having user stories. That is estimated. Like this X story needs 5 days, Y story needs 3 days, 3 story points, Z story needs 2 story points, like that. Okay. Then emergent. All the user stories that you have in the backlog should be emergent. That is latest and greatest. You cannot have old, outdated user stories. All those things have to be removed, reviewed on a timely basis, get it removed. Only have the latest and the greatest ones in there here as emergent. And then prioritize. Make sure your user stories are prioritized. That is, the product backlog should be prioritized. That is, if you have 100 items, it cannot be like jumbled up. It has to be ranked based on priority. Okay, this is a priority one, priority two, priority three. Always your product backlog should be ranked based on the priority, so that we take the priority items for development. Okay, this is deep backlog. So these are the qualities your product backlog should have. Any questions?
No.
Clear, right? Okay. Now this is a point where we stop and get into project. So we'll learn Jira and other tools, but we'll start fresh in the next class. Okay.
Mhm.
But if you have any questions now, I'll take it.
No, not this one. But as far as the class, so for the next week, right, Rajiv?
Mm-hmm,
I am available on Tuesday,
mm-hmm.
Thursday, and Friday in the evenings. So all the other times, if you want to do, we have to do it in the morning.
Tuesday, Thursday, Friday evenings.
Yeah, Tuesday,
So
Thursday, Friday.
Monday and Wednesday, you're not available.
Yeah, this Monday and Wednesday. Yeah,
You're
Monday
not
I can.
available. You're available morning.
Yeah, Monday and Wednesday only in the morning.
Unavailable.
Yeah, I'm able to do the classes in the mornings only, Monday and
Okay,
Wednesday.
okay. Yeah, can you do me a thing?
Yeah,
I am just pinging my WhatsApp number.
yeah.
Let's stay connected, and you tell me the time. Okay?
Okay. Can you message me in your
Yeah,
WhatsApp so that I?
no,
Okay.
I'm pinging my number in the chat window.
Okay, no worries.
Can you see the chat window? Can you ping me a hi in the WhatsApp?
I see. I see. Okay, I got it.
Can you ping me a hi?
Yeah, I just sent the message. Did you get it?
Sorry?
I just messaged you.
No, 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 not here. To that phone number over WhatsApp.
But I don't have a group message. You said I
WhatsApp,
didn't see.
WhatsApp you don't have?
Yeah, I'm in WhatsApp. Okay, 1 second.
Yeah.
Which one are you? Did you get my message?
In WhatsApp?
Yeah,
No.
I don't
No.
know which one it is. I don't think I have your WhatsApp, man.
Sorry?
I don't think I have your WhatsApp.
No. Add my phone number in WhatsApp. I have
Okay,
pinged in
give
the
me.
chat window. You see my
I
phone
see. I
number
see.
in.
Yeah, I see. I see. I
Yeah,
see.
do that.
I thought you were already in my WhatsApp. Okay, give me the name, number,
+91, the country code.
country code. What is it?
91. You put 91?
1 second. Okay. Is it India?
Yes.
91.
80
Okay.
95
95.
22
Okay.
6000.
918095226000.
8095226000.
Okay.
You're
Can you hear me?
you're you have messaged me. Hi. I'm telling.
Yeah.
Don't you have WhatsApp?
Yes, I'm using WhatsApp right now. I just added your number, but it didn't go through. I don't know how. I've never used this thing.
One
New
second. Hold on.
contact. Give me a number again. 91.
9180
Okay.
95
Okay.
22
Okay.
6000.
It says invite to WhatsApp.
Invite to WhatsApp.
It's not.
No, one
It's
second.
not.
One second. Hold on. 1 second. Hold on. Tell me your number.
720.
1 second. 720. Good. Good. 720. Hello, Rosan. Can you hear me?
Yes. Yes.
720
705
705.
0782.
Okay. You got my hi. You got my ping in WhatsApp. Did you get my ping in WhatsApp?
Yes. 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 Yes.
Okay. Oh, okay. Okay. Cool. That's what I think. So, yeah, let's stay connected here. Okay.
All
You
right.
can
Thank
message
you.
me directly.
All right. Thank you, Rajiv. Have a good day.
Okay. Hey, you too. Thank you. Take care. Bye.
Joe?